Good evening, everybody, and welcome. When you need to go to six in Japan, this is now in America, we might go six or six. You put your finger on your palm. This is six in Japan, seven, eight. So I learned that probably my first week of teaching kids, when I was teaching them numbers, when I was first an ALT here, an assistant language teacher with the JET program, you're sent out to a lot of shogako, which is elementary schools. And I hadn't even interacted with people under the age of 20 and I don't know how long, let alone tried to teach them anything. But, you have to do simple alphabet games and number games. And so, yeah, I learned six, seven, eight, nine, and then you can go 10, I think, uh, pretty quickly. Okay, so it is day six of sumo, and I told you guys I wasn't going to be here, but look, I can't keep away from you guys. You guys are too awesome. I got home from the restaurant and I said, you know what? I'm going to watch sumo. So I went over to my DVR and I started to watch, and I was able to, fast forward through, a lot of the chitter chatter. And so yeah, I watched the day six matches, and I was like, it's not too late. Let's just make a video. So I went ahead and turned it on, and here we go. Let's share the screen. Some good stuff to talk about today. I hope you're having a good Friday. All right. So as always, well, let's start with the absent. Okay, nobody knew. We know about Asanoyama. Chiyoshima came back today, so we'll look at his match. And we'll start down in Juryo, as we often do. Oops, sorry, just gonna need to go there and then switch to Juryo. Okay. Nabatame, making his debut, probably not going to be able to stay, already with 5 losses, but we'll see. If he really works hard, he might get his Kachikoshi. Um, Fuji Seun, who I don't think was brand new to Juryo. Let's see. Oh, maybe it is. No, see, he had been Juryo 6 before. I knew he'd been in the Juryo division before because I recognized the name. But he's having a good tournament, so he's a returnee to the second tier division and at 4-2 now. Aoyama, though, if you're a fan of the veteran from Bulgaria, this could be demotion down to the third tier division for him. So we'll keep an eye on that. He's at 2-4 at J11. Remember, it only goes down to J14 in the second tier division. So a losing record, a simple 7-8, or even maybe a 6-9 probably wouldn't do it. But if he can't get at least 6 wins, he is in danger. So we'll see. And that might mean he just goes, okay, guys, this is it, and retires. But we'll see about that. Shishi having a great tournament at 5-1, the man from Ukraine. Uh, yeah, compared to some of his recent tournaments, he is just on fire. So we'll keep an eye on him. He's obviously on the leaderboard. Haku Oho fought Shimazu today and lost, so he's at 4-2, but still doing fine. Let's see. Who else is at 5-1? Shirokuma recently changed his Shikona to White Bear and having a good tournament. Same as Shishi, interestingly. Lost on day one, but now 5 in a row. Fights Aoyama tomorrow on Saturday. Tohakuru is just struggling, 0-6. Tsurugisho at 5-1 on the leaderboard. Asakoru losing again. So yeah, 2 losses in a row after a nice 4-0 start. And tomorrow he has the Juryo one-man Onokatsu, and Onokatsu won today to keep on top of the leaderboard with some others at 5-1. So we'll look at the Juryo leaderboard in a little bit. So yeah, pretty good setup of matches going on down there in the second tier division, and yeah, it's still very open who might win that U show. All right, let's jump into the top division here. So I went over to Tachiai, and they were talking about Asanoyama. People, I put the footage up, the matchup on Patreon, and people were saying, yeah, he's torn his ACL, I think is how you say it. Some ligament in your leg or your knee. And according to this, it is a knee injury, and they're saying he might not be back until March. So this is a Japanese language. Oh no, this is the English language. Former Ozeki Asanoyama out of Nagoya meet with knee injury. Let's see if they, oof, there it is. The prognosis indicated it would take around 2 months to recover from the knee ligament rupture and damage, as well as thigh bone bruise he suffered. It would take more than half a year to return to competitive action, his stable master said. So this could be the end of quite a long road for Asanoyama. Of course, it was an injury that sidelined him at first. It was breaking COVID rules, and they were really, in my opinion, very harsh, very draconian when they handed down that sentence, because it was a six basho suspension, a full year of tournaments that he had to sit out, and he got demoted all along the way. If we go, let's see if we go to his Wikipedia page, little Asanoyama deep dive here if you're interested. And I think I misspoke in one of my videos on Patreon the other day, and I called him a former Sekewake. Well, no, he was a former Ozeki, and really had been pipped to become a Yokozuna, and a Japanese-born Yokozuna, which is what the people really wanted. But he was handed a 1-year suspension for violating sumo protocols related to COVID-19 in June of 2021. So we're going to go down here, and we're going to see, Sekewake gets promoted to Ozeki, and then he's Ozeki for about a year. He's runner-up a couple times, putting up double-digit wins most of the time. He has won a tournament back when he was a Maegashira 8 in 2019, and then suspended. So when he came back, he came back into the 4th tier division, had to fight his way back up through the 3rd tier, got in Juryo, won the championship. Then that promoted him to Juryo 1. He again ate it up down there, went 13-2, and jumped back into Maegashira, where immediately he went 12-3, and people are like, yeah, he's back. And then he had some other, problems with injuries, as you can see here. And now this one, I think, could be the end, because they're saying he's going to go back down to this 4th tier division again, as he has to sit out and recover. And, he's losing prime, years of his sumo life, because he is 30 years old already. And that's not old, but in sumo, it kind of is. Once you get into your 30s, you're supposed to kind of have, gotten up to where you're supposed to get, as it were. So yeah, it's really unfortunate. And I think Japanese fans are particularly upset, because he really was kind of the next big thing for about a year, being, Japanese born, and just looking like he had all the tools. Here's the famous one where he won in Nagoya, when President Trump was visiting in 2019, and got the Emperor's Cup from Donald. So yeah, just not a great way for anybody to go out, and I feel bad. So if you have him, just in a totally selfish way, but if you have him in the contest, he's obviously not coming back. And I have him on my team. So there's a couple people. Let's just jump over to the contest real quick. Got Danielle and Grimbeard at the top with 25 points. But if you look at like Tom here, or Verholt, no, sorry, Tom, not Tom, Verholt or Crazy P, they both have Asanoyama on their team. So they're really doing well at 24 points, but they're not going to get any more points in this category, right? So there's no way they can maintain that high position. You got a couple other people down here, Ludwig in 3rd place, along with some, a couple other people. So, and it could be somebody else. Let's just say you have Meisei here, and he just happens not to get any more wins. You could have somebody that's wrestling that's not going to get any more wins, but here, you're not going to get any more. And so that's unfortunate, because some of these people are doing Tochinoshin's butt bandage. That is wonderful. I think I'm down around 7th, so I'm pretty much just maintaining 300 people down here. Well, Kotozakura, Onosato, Wakamoto Haru, Ryuden, Asanoyama, Wakataka Kage on my team. But of course, now I'm one of these Asanoyama people that's not going to get any more wins in that category. So if you picked Oshoma or Tamawashi or Midori Fuji, you're doing pretty good. Okay. Let's jump back over and look at who won and lost today in the top division. Started with Kitanowaka coming up from Juryo to fight Roga, and he got the win. Roga's now 3-3. Kitanowaka is 3-3. Wakataka Kage getting a loss from Kageyaki. I didn't see that match. I need to go and have a look at that one. Oh, and that's why I wanted to show Tachiai. Sorry. Let me just go and show you Tachiai again real quick. Is because Andy is putting up the links to the NHK videos here. And, it's a good way if you just want to see one match. It's very quick. You have to kind of look, but, you can easily click if you know some faces or some basic, Kim Bozan here, the matches Ichi Yamamoto, Tamawashi, and you click and you can watch it. They're about 1 minute long. So you can see these matches. Here's Asano. No. Yeah, that is Asanoyama. Oh, maybe this is yesterday. Oh no, maybe this is him getting the free one from this is day 5 stuff. So anyway, yeah, that would be him getting his Fusensho win, Midori Fuji. Okay. I was thrown off by that. But there you go, up into the top guy. Well, no, I think maybe we're going in the reverse direction because that's Endo there. Anyway, so you can go over to Tachiai, and he's put up the links for you for Makuchi Part 1, Makuchi Part 2. So if you want to just see any particular individual match that I talk about, or you just don't have time to watch highlights, and you just want to watch your 5 favorite wrestlers, this is still a good way to do it. And they're up pretty quickly, from what I understand, after the match happens. Like definitely, I would say within an hour, but maybe even quicker than that. Somebody can leave a comment if you're using that as a way to watch videos. Okay, so I could go over right now is what I'm saying and watch Wakataka Kageyaki, Wakataka Kage and Kageyaki match very easily, and not have to scrub through my DVR, etc. to see it. Okay, Endo got his second win by beating Bushozan. Hokuto Fuji is at 3-3, beating Nishiki Fuji, who's the same record. Chiyoshoma, hey, look, he came back. So he had zero wins and 5 absences, but now he's got a win. So he's 1-0-5, and he beat Takata Fuji. Shiranaumi beat Ichi Yamamoto. Oh, poor Nishikigi, man, 0-6. Looking destined for Juryo if he doesn't turn things around. Midori Fuji now 4-2. Shodai quietly having a decent tournament down at Maegashira 10, and he should be eating those guys for breakfast down there. I beat Oshoma, who was on the 1-loss board, so we're going to see a few guys that had 1 loss, like Wakataka Kage and Oshoma, are losing today to fall off the leaderboard. Tamawashi, another 1-loss Rikishi, lost today for the first time. Not the first time, the second time, I should say, to Koto Shoho. Takanosho beat Sadanoumi. Ryuden on my team got a win finally, yay. And he beat Oho. Kim Bozan broke the duck and got the 1. So he's now 1-5 by beating Shonanaumi. Mitakeyumi beat Atami Fuji. And then we get into the top ranks. Onosato beat Meisei. Daieisho beat Abi in a Komusubi Sekewake battle. Kirishima, Hiradaumi, and Hiradaumi is the winner of that one. So the problem that this becomes for Kirishima is he needs 10, right? So he's already got 3 losses in the first 6 days. And you got to think, okay, who does he have to fight? He has to fight Terunofuji, Takakeisho, Hoshoru, Kotozakura, right? All of those guys. So let's say he wins 2 out of those 4 matches and he loses the other 2. So now he's got 5 losses. He can't basically lose any match between now and like day 12. Because he has fought a Komusubi, he's fought a Sekewaki, he's fought a Komusubi. And he's lost three in a row, which is not great for his momentum. And tomorrow they're already giving him an Ozeki, so yeah, it's going to be really hard, I think, for him at this point to get his 10. It's not impossible, but it's very difficult. So just keep an eye on it, and we'll just have to see. So Hirada Umi, though, getting the big win at Komusubi. Hoshorubi Ura. Now, this match, uh, I I I went ahead as soon as I watched it on my DVR. I'm like, I got to tape that one match. I am going to show highlights for the Patreon people, and those are going to go up. I already looked on my DVR, the menu of programs, and it comes on at 3:35 a.m. So I'm going to tape it, obviously, overnight while I'm sleeping, and I'll get up tomorrow morning on Saturday morning, and I'll make the highlight package for the Patreon viewers, so you get to see all these matches, one after another in two kind of 12-minute videos. But the Hoshoru Ura match was a mono-e, and I almost feel like I shouldn't spoil it, but I guess this show is all about spoilers. Well, you know who won because duh, Jason, it's right there. um, I'm not thinking, and I didn't drink tonight, so there you go. I'm clear-headed, and if you drive anywhere in Japan, you cannot drink. It's zero tolerance. So as soon as you drive somewhere, most of your coworkers and colleagues will not allow you to drink because they know if you've driven there, you have to drive home, and so you are not you can't drink. So and so I drove to the restaurant tonight and had cola. Okay, so Hoshoru 4-2, he beat Ura, but Ura really, in my opinion, beat Hoshoru in the first part of that match, and then they had Mono-e, and they said it was a Tori Naoshi, a redo, and they had a rematch, and then Hoshoru beat the stuffing out of Ura. So, but watch it if you can. Hopefully, if you see just a snippet, they do show the first match that then that then was redone in the second match. But I will put that one match up on the channel because I know people want to see the angles and the replays that NHK is good for. Uh, Kotozakura beat Gonoyama. And Takakeisho could not keep the streak alive for the Ozeki, and he lost to Wakamoto Haru. So we've got Takakeisho looking very wobbly for getting his 8 to erase Kadoban status, and Kirishima now very wobbly to get his 10 to jump back to Ozeki. So our Ozeki number could be very different. And Onosato is probably not going to get promoted to Ozeki, as some people were hoping he would after this tournament. So our Ozeki Banzuke could be very surprising for September. But we'll see. Takakeisho's 2-4, but again, he has the same problem Kirishima has, where he's going to have a really tough second week. Tomorrow, we can jump ahead a little bit and cheat. He has Hirada Umi, so they've given him a Komusubi tomorrow, but he is going to have to fight, everybody ranked above him. I don't think he has any big wrestlers in his stable. Takanosho. Okay, so the Mayashiro is 6. So he doesn't ever fight Takanosho, but that's it. Everybody else is fair game for him. So, okay, and then the final match of the day, they were having some fun because what they were doing was showing some coverage of Tobizaru beating the Yokozuna a year ago in Nagoya of 2023. And it's a fun match if you want to go back and look for it. It might even be on this channel. Yeah, I should have it. But anyway, it was a fun match, and Tobizaru really stuck in there and beat Teruno Fuji. And then Teruno Fuji, the next time they fought each other, you could tell he was a little pissed that like Tobizaru was like kicking him in the leg and going for leg trips and stuff, and he really shoved him out at the edge. So they were like stoking this rivalry on NHK with some of this footage, and then it came down to the match. And Tobizaru again, he held his own for a little bit, but Teruno Fuji is just looking so strong right now, and he is undefeated. Not only is he undefeated at 6-0, but when we click over here to the leaderboard, what you're going to see is he is 6-0, and everybody else, and there's a bunch. Watch when I scroll down. Oh no, it keeps going. Oh, it keeps going. It's like 13 guys are tied at 4-2, but they're all 2 wins behind now of the Yokozuna. So unless the wheels really come off, I think it's Terunofuji's Yusho, and it's way too early to call it, but yeah, he's got a really nice little win buffer going. It should only get stronger, um, and just everybody else, there's no one loss Rikshi left. Everybody's at 2 losses here. That's like half the Banzuke is on the leaderboard. Down in Juryo, you just got a simple 4 guys all tied for first place, from Juryo 1 all the way down to Juryo 10. So that's kind of fun. But up here, it's just, you could look at that and go, oh man, anybody can win the U show, but I think this man is going to win the U show. And tomorrow they've given him Ura. Oh, I don't know why the day 6 dot isn't filled in, but he obviously won that match. So they're still giving him Maegashira ranked opponents, which they should be doing. And so let's look at day 7, Saturday. Chiyoshoma is going to start us off against Juryo 3-man. Then I'll probably put the Wakatake Kage match up on the channel. And that'll probably be it for the first half. Tamawashi, of course, I always want to watch his matches. I root for him quite a bit. Didn't pick him for my team though this time. I don't know why. I should have. Uh, and then I'll probably start taping around the Daisho match for the Patreon people. And it's 1, 2, 3. That's the last 7 matches. So Daisho, then we get Onosato Atami Fuji, a fun matchup. Abi Mitake Yumi, I could care less, but yeah, it's Saturday. I have the time. I'll do it. Um, Hirata Umi Takakeisho. This is a big one. I feel like Takakeisho, if he goes 2-5, it's almost curtains. Hoshoru Kirishima, which is a fun matchup right there. Kotozakura, Tobizaru, and Ura against Terunofuji. Let's see what Ura has to do against the Yokozuna. Looking forward to a fun set of matches on Saturday, and I should be back here like I'm on screen now. Uh, Patreon's rocking along. We got 258 people have joined up at least $1 a month. Thank you to all those people in there enjoying the match coverage over there. And yeah, looking forward to the weekend of sumo. School finished today as far as classes, but I do have to go in, next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Uh, but some days, hopefully, I can get out around 3, come home, and be home at like 4 o'clock and watch all the sumo live and tape it live, for those people watching match coverage. And that'll ease up, me being able to do this at nighttime and stuff like that. Okay. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you tomorrow on Saturday for day 7. Okay, take care. Peace.